Okay, this is December 1st, 2015. I'm not sure if I'll stick with this or not, but what I thought I might do is try to do one video a day, make it very short, and sort of I don't know what I'm doing, but anyway, this is supposed to be real short, and it's supposed to be the start of something that I'll do each day. Maybe I'll just do it each day through this month. Maybe I'll just do it today and tomorrow. Maybe I won't do it tomorrow. I don't know. This is CNN. Let's see what I see here that looks interesting. Corpse-filled boats hit the shore of Japan, filled with bodies of apparently North Koreans trying to escape, I guess. Dog feeds his son's body to pigs. I think we get too much news more than, you know, there's so many people. We know there are, when you see this kind of stuff every day, you think that your next door neighbor's doing this kind of stuff. It's a gigantic nation, a massive world, but we see these reports and we think that, we think everybody's that way. Let's see, I don't see any other big news here. So I'll just close that down. Yesterday I had to transmit the data from my pacemaker to the cardiologist's office, and it was sort of funny. Then when I went to my mailbox here, there was just happened to be it was a coincidence, a statement from my insurance company, and the cardiologist bills my insurance company $100 each time, which is like every 3 months. Each time that I transmit that data to them over the phone line, they bill the insurance company, and my insurance company doesn't pay that. And so that's the cardiologist, because of the contract with the insurance company, what have you, the cardiologist, they just write it off. Somehow I don't get billed for it. They don't try to collect it from me. But I've brought this up before. What people in Europe and in hi kitty cat. Whoops, there you go, back out again. People in Europe, you're not going to understand this. People in the UK, even Canada, are not going to understand this. And this is crazy. It's a crazy system. Our healthcare insurance system is screwed up here in this nation really bad. Like this, I have health insurance. Now with health insurance, so my cardiologist, bills the insurance company, and the insurance company, they don't pay it. And the cardiologist, okay, that's the end of that. Now, if you did not have health insurance, one, I don't know how you would get to see a cardiologist. Yes, if you go into the emergency, the Republicans say, well, everybody gets medical treatment. You can get medical treatment, But if you're having chest pains at home or what, and you don't call 911 or something, if you go to a doctor's office, or you go even to a regular doctor's office, and you say, now if you go to the emergency room and you say you're having chest, if you go to the emergency room and say you're having anything, they will see you at the emergency room. But you're not getting really follow-up treatment or whatever. You're just getting the treatment necessary to, resolve this situation. Then they tell you to see your doctor or whatever. If you go to a doctor's office, hello kitty. If you go to a doctor's office, they're going to say, do you have insurance? And you say no, and they're going to say, well, we won't see you. Or they'll say, okay, well, that'll be $200 to see the doctor today. That's just, if there's tests done or whatever. I mean, you don't, But the way the system works is, if you were to get in to see the cardiologist, if you went to the emergency room and you need a pacemaker or whatever, they're going to call the cardiologist, and he's going to come in and they're going to do it. But if so, in your situation, you would get billed probably not $100 for this transmitting of this data every 3 months. You'd probably get billed $150. I don't know what it would be, but it would be more because there was no deal with the insurance company. Now, when they send you that bill, if you don't have insurance, they expect you to pay that $150. They'll rebill you. They'll turn it over to a collection agency. That you may take you to court and get a court order, to seize your bank account or something. It's like lab fees. I go to my doctor's office. It used to be that my doctor would send me across the street or whatever to a lab. That's the type of work they do there. And I'm not sure what it was. Let's say $50 or whatever would be billed to my insurance company, and my insurance company would pay 25 of it. And that's the insurance. The lab just that's that's the deal. I don't get billed for it. If you don't have health insurance and your doctor, I don't know how you'd get in to see a doctor, but if your doctor sends you over there, they're not going to bill you $50. They're going to bill you, because you don't have an insurance company with it, they're going to bill you $75. And you're not going to have an insurance company, so they're going to expect you to pay that $75. The system is totally fucked up. I'm not sure I explained that very well to you, but why do they bill the person who doesn't have health insurance and who doesn't have, obviously, the money to do it? Why do they bill them more than they bill the person who has health insurance? They should be billing them less, but this is already running longer than I anticipated. I wanted to, because I get sidetracked. There's a conservative website called redstate.com. I consider it to be a hate site, actually. If you come and read the type of material that they post, I consider that it just to be a hate site. It's a conservative right-wing site. Right now, with the shooting that took place in Colorado at the Planned Parenthood, they're spinning this that, this guy who did the shooting, he wasn't a pro-life person, and he wasn't a right-wing anti-government person. He's just a lunatic, and it has nothing to do with the Planned Parenthood stuff that the Republican candidates have been putting out, and what they've been, and the hate that they've been putting out, and the stuff that they've been doing. He's just a lunatic, and that's what it is. And what they're even spinning now is that the police officer who was killed apparently was a Christian. I'm not sure if he was. I'm not sure if he was a minister or a deacon at his church, or I forget now exactly what it was, or whether he taught Sunday school. But he was apparently pro-life, and they're saying, well, look, he was killed. And what they're saying is, well, the other two people that were killed, none of them were abortion providers. They weren't there to get an abortion. They were with somebody else. they're, you know, I mean, sure, you want to spend your, if you have a position, you want to spend your position a little bit, but to do this bizarre things, it's just, and here they have, this shooting here, they're saying, well, it has nothing to do with the pro-life movement. It's just a workplace scenario. And here the same thing. This is another story. This past Friday, a lunatic who lived in a shack with no running water or electricity killed 3 people in Colorado Springs. He wound up going to the Planned Parenthood facility. The people who were killed, none of them were abortionists or patients, but a pro-life Christian preacher, police officer, was one of the victims. Man, I'm paying for a program with, this isn't, oh, I see on the screen here, this is not, oh, you're seeing it over here. Never mind. This is my YouTube channel. I'm paying for an extra utility program or whatever that I can run, and it gives you a lot of data, and it's right at your fingerprints. Hello, Jim Howard here in. Whoops. I did this the other day, 3 days ago, and 48 people have watched it. And that seems to be about, when I do a video on YouTube, 40 or 50 people watch it in the first 2 or 3 days, and it may, may increase a little bit. Now, I mean, I've got some that thousands have watched, but that's unusual. That's not the norm. But what I can do here is, my voice is going to click on this. 48 people have watched, and I've made an estimated 7 cents from this video. But what's interesting here is, let me take a video that's not mine. Let's see, we'll have to go here. I can do the same thing with somebody else's video. 41 shocking falls. Okay, 3.5 million people have watched this video. It's a 9-minute video. I'm going to mute the sound, of course, on it. Because, but I click on the stats here. This has made $5,000 estimated. $5,004.82, and 3.5 million. Because I kind of thought you might be interested in this utility that I'm paying for, and a lot of probably other people who do YouTube videos are paying for. It gives you a whole bunch of data and gives other information, and it's it's so you can do things. Hello, Jim Howard. With your video, tools to help you find the keywords and do stuff like that. Okay, I think I can close this down. Well, let me go to my channel again. Where can I get to? Okay, well, I'll just have to go here, and I guess I could have just typed in HNBBS. Go to my channel again. Let me back up a little bit. You can see how I've made an estimated, over the last 28 days, I've made a estimated $28.83 from YouTube. Okay, so we can close that down. I'm studying for my amateur radio general class license. I have a technician's license. And I'm supposed to be studying. I've been playing video games instead, but you can buy the manual that'll help that'll help you get your license on. Well, you'd go if you don't have a ham license, you'd want to go for the technician's class. So you'd buy the technician's manual. You can also take practice tests online. You actually wouldn't have to buy the manual, but it would help. You could actually just be taking the practice test online. It's not really difficult to do, and something you might want to look into, getting your amateur radio operator's license. This is my new television set. It's a Roku TV, so the Roku is built in, and I really like it. When it first came, the video was pretty crappy, and I went in and adjusted the settings, and that made it okay. I don't know, it seems like when your TV set comes that it would be adjusted for, I don't know, but I had to go in and adjust it to make it, and the same with the audio, but with the audio, I have really bad hearing, so I expected to have to adjust but the price right now is $170. I think that's supposed to be kind of a special or a discount. It's not one of the Black, Fridays or whatever. One thing about it is, like before I had my old television set, which I moved to the living room and has a Roku unit hooked up to it. I had it setting different places. Like I had it setting right here, and right over there is my bed. I don't have a place to put it, so stuff ends up when I'm doing something get thrown on my bed, and then I get tired. But with this monitor, it's a IPS or whatever that is, and the angle you can sit, like with my TV set before, laying on the bed with me being down lower, the picture was degraded because of the angle. And with this, I can see, even here, with it here, which is further away, I can lay on my bed and look over, and I get a really good, good picture. I hooked up an antenna, and so I'm getting the over-the-air channels, not everything over the air, but getting a lot of the over-the-air channels also. The one really, okay, the frustrating thing about this, and I've had other TVs and devices like that where for hooking up the coaxial cable, this is one of these television sets where the coaxial outlet, isn't there on the back and doesn't come right out, They've got it up underneath a shelf type thing. And it's right up next to the wall of this shelf or the back of the TV set. And getting the fucking coaxial cable screwed on there, oh man, it was hard. And actually I hooked up one antenna, and I wasn't happy with it, so I had to unscrew that one and screw in another one. I don't know why they do that. You would think that when they're designing these things and when they're laying it out, they wouldn't have to have the actual antenna, just have coaxial cable with different types of, different quality of connectors on the end of the thing. Just have them thrown around there and have their testing people and their quality assurance pick it up and see how easy it is to, But they don't, so. But I'm very happy with it, and I just hope I don't have to hook up a different antenna to it. I'm paying for, Amazon, Netflix, Hulu, something else, I think maybe. And Hulu has the thing where you can pay $9, I think it is, and get Showtime. And you get all the Showtime movies. And I watched St. Vincent, which I really recommend to you. And Then you can watch the East Coast and West Coast feed of Showtime. And I think at maybe at the end of this month, I've only been paying for it for a month. At the end of this month, I may just cancel the Showtime. There's not that much I'm getting out of it that I'm interested in. But I noticed that, of course, when you get this Roku, if you haven't had Roku before, whether you get the TV set or whether you get the box, they send you specials, like 30 days of a whole bunch of different things for free. So, but I do recommend Roku, and I do recommend the Roku TV sets. Well, at least this one I like. I have a lot of electrical outlets around here with, but plugging things in and because I move stuff around too. I'm trying to always get better organized, and I'm always getting things, and I have stuff, amateur radio stuff to plug in, NiCad battery charger, and just all this stuff. So I went ahead and I got it in the other day, and this is 12 outlets on it. And I think this is the one is this the one that the cord is 10 feet long, and it's a heavy duty cord, but this is really nice. I've got the outlets now that I need, and I've got things going to them, and I also at the same time ordered this in, and really I didn't need it, but I of course plugged it in, and so I have some more outlets that are available. But something that when I was doing this, looking around, something that I found out that they have, which I didn't know was available. About UPS power supplies that you hook it up and plug in your computer and your monitor and your computer stuff or whatever, and of course it filters the electricity, takes out spikes and surges and that type of stuff, and will save your equipment or whatever. Then if you have a power outage, you have time. It's not going to run your computer. Well, of course, I'm sure there are people who can afford, and have, but for what common man is going to have, you'll have some time, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You'll have enough time to shut everything down if there's a storm and you've lost power, or there's been some surges or whatever. It'll keep you powered long enough that you can shut everything down, finish what you need to finish off, and shut it down. I'm sure you're like me. You probably have some of your stuff separated, so you may need more than one unit or whatever. A problem that I always have is I have over there the cable modem and the router. And every time I have a power loss, no, I'm not sure every time, but I'll have a power loss, and then there's a problem with connectivity, something, and I have to power down the router and then power it back up, and then the Wi-Fi connection. It won't. I may not lose it for all the things we have going around here, but I'll lose it for something. They have for, I think it's either $23 or $32, a power supply unit. It's only less than $50, and it's specifically designed for things like that, for a router and a cable modem, and maybe the if you're using voice over IP, the device for your telephone system, which uses very little power. So you could plug all three of those into this $32 power supply. It will take care of surge protections, hopefully, unless you have a lightning strike or something that's too close, It'll take care of that, which you could also take care of pretty inexpensively just by having these devices plugged into a surge protector or a wall outlet that has surge protection. But this is built, into this thing. But it has a battery in it. And from what people say, 6, 7, 8 hours, it will take care of supplying power to your router and your cable modem for, let's say, 6 hours. So if you had it charged up, if you lost power, and usually I think we lose power for a very short period of time, but if you did lose power for a long period of time, of course it'd be worth it for even a few minutes. But if you lost power for a long time, if you had a laptop that was powered up, if the battery was powered up, or you had a tablet that was charged up, but it does also do charging, by the way. So if you had a tablet or a cell phone or something, you could use that to also, charge them up. That's something I'm definitely going to be getting very, very soon, and I'll let you know how that goes. Oh, this is another story. Another person who's writing on a forum or whatever that, this guy wasn't anti, he wasn't a pro-life person. He wasn't a religious person. They're making a big thing out of. They're saying that he had no water, no electricity, or whatever. Actually, this is the old place that he lived. He was in a trailer, apparently, where I saw the pictures of it. It has solar panels or whatever. So, but I guess he did live for a while here with no electricity and no water. And the guy is undoubtedly mentally ill, but then the candidates that are running for Republican president of the United States are all mentally ill also, in my opinion. I think that's it for today. I'll try to make the next one much, much shorter. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place.